going on, Beezer? What's going on, Paris? What's going on, Alex? What's going on, Nick? Almass77, Trevor Johnson. What's going on? Did that work? Let's see. There we go. We're live. All right. Edit video. Today's final P&L is 25.8. Go here. 25.8. What's going on, Paris? What's going on, Nick? What's going on, Kyle? What's going on, Moro? What's going on, Johnny? All right, 27 or 25.8. There it is. All right, then we're gonna go. Today's the 9th, day 220. It might be 228 of the challenge. Let me double check here. 1K to 1 million here. 1 second. Yeah, today's 228. 25.8. Cool. All right, we got that all set up and ready to go. SNDL, is it going again? Let's look at it. Yikes. There it is, guys. I was watching SNDL down in the 40-cent range, perked up, and then now it's just continuing to be a freaking monster. We were on that at like 20 cents, so Paris got to be the most transparent trader I've seen on any platform. Love that you post red days as well. Those are the ones. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Okay, so let me post on social media. I'm live now. So I live going over today's date on how I locked in the single. Oops, I messed that up. Okay, now we go to trading floor. Alright, get there, posted there. Now let me post it on social media quick. What's going on, guys? Let me go ahead and post on social media quick. Let's see here. Just getting everything set up, guys. Don't worry. I am coming on here in a second. I just have to post everything. Again, hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your weekend. Hopefully you guys made every day better than yesterday, as always. SNDO. Okay, there's that. Let me post this here. What's going on, guys? Good to have you on. Good to have you in. Okay, posted that. All right. Okay, there's that. Now let me go live on TikTok. No. Biggest trading. Okay, we're live on TikTok now. Okay, guys. So yeah, we officially locked in that trade of over $500,000 on ONCT. I was long on ONCT on Friday. I was longing basically all day long. And then once I longed ONCT, I had about, in between two accounts, I had about a 366 average, roughly 367 average on ONCT. Those of you guys coming in, please like and subscribe to the channel. Click the icon if I make new videos. I'd really appreciate that. I hope a lot of you guys banked on ONCT. I was talking about it all day on Friday. That was literally the only thing I was watching. I don't even think I had talked much about anything else. So yeah. In total, I had about 170,000 shares on ONCT at about a 367 average. Okay, so I don't know how much that equates to. I explained to you guys on Friday I scaled some, or I don't know if I told you guys, but I scaled some. The bulk of my position I scaled over 8, and then I started relonging back in the 625, 630 range. And then this morning I was adding on ONCT all on the dips around the 470s and 480s, and then I scaled in the 570s and everything else above 6. Luckily, we didn't retest those highs today. So, but yeah, so I mean that's kind of just the way the cookie crumbles. I'm ecstatic about it. It's the biggest trade of my career. It knocked out NCTY by a good margin, and I believe I had NTN. And my three biggest trades were NTN, I think 430,000, I think it was. NCTY was 375 plus thousand, and ONCT is now my biggest single trade, with a total of $525,000 to $530,000 in one trade, in one stock, between locking it in on Friday after hours and then adding back and locking the rest in today. So you know, it's a good feeling. Obviously, I'm excited. I know it doesn't look like it, but you know, this is a part of trading. You know, you go through the ups, you go through the downs, you go through the sideways churns. You go. You know, I had red day. If you guys go back and look at my stream, I had plenty of red days. I had 6 red days before this, or like a week before this. You know, then I kind of just started. I lost about half my account. I brought my buying power from 400,000 down to 200,000. Then I slowly grinded it back up to about 260 to 270,000 in buying power. And then ONCT came around with the opportunity of APVO as well. And when you see an APVO, I'm always going to be there, ready to execute trades behind the sympathy plays, behind the market momentum, the market sentiment. And you know, that's just the way it goes. So you know, you're gonna see, I go through the ups, I go through the downs at the end of the year. I think so far on the year, I mean, it's been an incredible year, but I think so far on the year, we're closing in on well over $5 million in trading profits this year. I couldn't be more excited. I'm here as a teacher and a mentor to you guys, and I really mean that. You know, I don't really trade for money anymore. You know, I kind of moved on to another chapter in my life, which is giving back to you guys, helping you guys by creating a room full of like-minded traders that are educated and well-rounded. You know, that way it's always in the life, guys, being surrounded by people that are successful, the people that do this the right way. It's a very, very powerful you know, trait to have when you're trading in the stock market. It's no different than when you're trying to learn real estate. It's no different than when you're trying to learn, you know, how to find deals or how to flip houses or anything. You want to be surrounded by people that are, you know, consistent, that are well-rounded, that can do good things, that are consistently profitable, or consistently hitting their goals and extending their goals through the roof, right? So that's what NormackNoTrading.com is all about. There's a reason why it's free. You know, I don't know anybody who's doing what I'm doing who has a free chat room. I really don't. I don't know anybody who's made over $5 million in verified profits this year. You know, doing the free chat room, doing, you know, all types of free content that I give you guys, free educational resources and things of that nature. You know, and I really do try and help you guys as much as I can. I'm only one person. NormackNoTrading.com. We're not some of these chat rooms have 20, 30, 50 people helping them all on the backsides, and I don't have that right now. You know, I'm still up and coming. I'm still new when it comes to these chat rooms and all this stuff, but you know, I have moderators like Jordan, who's been, you know, now made over $300,000 this year in trading profits. He's a great educator. That's why he's at the top, right? He's well over $250,000 in profits this year. You know, Jazz, Richie, 19 Birdies is great with the charts. Trader925 has great explanations on all the stocks he's watching. Fallen Omega helps out with the questions. Mr. Bottom Bounce is always active. Thomas needs to be a little bit more active. I haven't seen him post in a while, but you know, a lot of our moderators, most of our moderators help a ton for you guys, and you know, we have a trading floor here for you guys. You know, right here. This room is free if you click the link in the description below. It's a free chat room. There's no you know, going around it. If you click the link in the description below, it's a free chat room. Stock Authority is a huge help as well. I appreciate Stock Authority for all the things that he's helped me with, and going forward, I know he's going to continue to get better as a trader, and continue as he gets better as a trader, he'll continue to help you guys. Jossman's been a great help, and I apologize if I'm forgetting people. But you know, we post the people who are, you know, posting on the trading floor are the ones that actually have earned it. You know, the ones that are dedicated, the ones that I know have created consistency, the ones that I know that are dedicated. I don't want anybody on my trading floor, you know, that's not creating consistency throughout their trading that can give back to you guys in any way, shape, or possible. You know, the small caps room is a way for you guys to chat, and I have a ton of other rooms, guys. But it's all free. It's all. I know it sounds crazy, but it's all 100% free. You know, you can check the link in the description below to join the free chat room. But yeah, ONCT guys, my biggest trade of my career. I locked in between two different accounts about $530,000 in profits. You know, I was so close to hitting a milestone in my inherited IRA. You know, basically, you know, I don't want to go into too much detail, but you know, my mom, she passed away. It's going on over 2 years now, and you know, basically had a Roth IRA, and so I've just been trading out of it. And roughly now we've taken the inherited Roth IRA, which is all tax-free. It's one of the biggest tax loopholes you could possibly have. I almost made the huge mistake of pulling it all, but my CPA advised me not to. And I've taken that account now and turned it from about, I think it's about 40 to 50,000 to now we are $400 short of a 7-figure account in the inherited IRA as well. And I'm not here to just be like, oh, look at all these crazy numbers. Look at all, you know, look at how much money I'm making. I know that you know, when I show my P&Ls and I know when I show how much money I'm making, you know, I do that to be transparent. You guys are gonna see, you know, the way that I trade, and you know, I am 100% transparent with you guys when it comes to when I have red days. I'm gonna be the first one to admit it. You guys can go back and look through this entire challenge. Now I've turned $1,000 into over $4.1 million in 228 business days. Fully verified between TD Ameritrade and E-Trade Pro. Those two brokerages have enabled me now to turn a small investment of $1,000 into now $4.1 million. And I know it sounds like a lot of money, and I know it sounds crazy, and I know it sounds like it's not possible, but I'm here to show you guys I'm living proof of that, guys. I'm living proof to show you guys that, you know, sure, I might be well over $5 million in profits this year, but I started with $1,000, okay? And in 228 business days, we are well over $4 million now in trading profits, all from $1,000. And I know it's like, you know, how do you do that? You know, how is that possible? Is that possible? And I know there's going to be people that walk away today and don't even kind of believe me. You know, there's probably people leaving right now that don't even kind of believe me, and that's okay. But if you follow me for a month, 2 months, 3 months, if you go through and look at all my verified trades on here, fully timestamped, okay, so here's all my timestamps right here. Here's the orders going through, the orders rejected. Let's see, a symbol ONCT, right? How many shares, price entered, did I do limit buy or market buy? And then, you know, the term that I put it in, the average price that I got filled, how many shares that I got filled, things of that nature. Every stream that I do, I have all my trades fully verified on here so you guys can see everything on there. That way you guys can have a verification that shows, you know, this is possible, you know. And I'm going to be honest, I have never ever used a paper trading account probably in the past 2 years or so. So people who are like, you're using a paper trading account, I need to open one up so I can like show you the difference, I guess. But I guess I can do one thing here, and I'll go on AHT. If I have a paper trading account, I can't, you're gonna see this order go through. How can I do this? And I don't even know any way else to prove this, but here's this. So I'll buy 1,000 shares of I'll buy 2,000 shares of AHT in 3, 2, 1. Okay, 2,000 shares went through. My order is gonna be on here as well. Let's see here. Executed 2,000 shares at 52499. And you're going to scroll all the way up, and it's going to show you the order right there. 2,000 shares, timestamp after hours. You guys can see the average fill, the execution, the stock, how I bought it, the actual timestamp, and all this fully verified information through that. So, yes, it is a real account. I know it seems crazy, and I don't blame you. But anyways, enough of that. Let's go ahead and go over this trade on ONCT and give you guys a full explanation of how I did this, how I created well over $500,000 in props between Friday and today. And yeah, so let's go ahead and check that out, guys. Okay. Actually, let me get out of that position. I don't want to be in that. I don't know what kind of offering or anything can happen in that. It's up so high. And, okay, here comes the sell. There it goes, 2,000 shares out on AHT right there. Is SNDL still going? Those of you guys who are asking, is ONTC done? Honestly, APVO was a 4-day runner, so I can't, and the only reason why ONTC is running is because of APVO in my mind. I don't know how else it runs that far. When it spiked like that, it was off APVO as well. So, do I think it's done? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I'm definitely, I don't have. I have my my eyes on it. That's for sure. I'm not taking my eyes off of it by any means. BYND. If we get under $100, I'm gonna take a longer term position on BYND. We didn't quite get there. I was eyeing it in my Vanguard account after hours, but it's trading. You gotta be patient. So. Okay, guys. So ONTC. Now let me walk you through this. All right, it's gonna be a lot, but I'm gonna go ahead and explain this the best that I can. All right. So ONTC, guys. Let me go ahead and try and explain this. So I saw this on the scanner the first day, and I'm like, why in the heck is OTC even running with that much volume? Look at the amount of volume it went through on the first day of the run. I'm like, what the hell's going on with this thing, right? I'm saying to myself, like, there's no news. This thing's just randomly running. And then I realized it's a biopharmaceutical stock similar to APVO. And I know when the market sentiment gets hot that a lot of times people look for the secondary, the third, the fourth runner. Because if you what's called a simile play, it's either the same sector, the same float, the same price range. And then people FOMO in. And the reason why people get FOMO is because they saw APVO go from $6 to $87 or $82, right? And that was over a 4 days period. If anybody sees throughout the entire world, if people are watching the stock market and see, and trust me, there's a lot of people who see that when they're, because there's no way it doesn't go from 6 to 82 without a lot of people buying and selling it, let alone a lot of people watching it, right? So APVO, I'm looking at that, and I'm like, okay, now I want to start looking for simile plays. This thing just keeps on going, keeps on going, keeps on going. And the only thing that I saw that was consistently hanging around that was similar to APVO was ONCT, right? And it all started with, what the hell is going on with ONCT? How did it run like that? And there's only one explanation. With no news, with that much volume, it's getting chased off of APVO, right? It's called FOMO, or I call it FOMO around the world. When you see stocks go from, 2 to 10, 2 to 20, or 1 to 5, 1 to 10, or 50 cents to $5, or $5 to $50, or $10 to $100, what's the similarity in those moves? Those moves, and this is what I kind of explained in my course, but I obviously go into way more depth in my course. But what's the similarity in those moves? Well, it takes a lot of volume to make that move happen. There's a lot of shorts being squeezed. There's a lot of people in and out of it, and there's also a lot of people watching it because the higher it goes, the more people talk about it, right? It's just the way it goes. Bitcoin, anything that gets chased more and more and more gets talked about more and more and more, right? So now you have all these people that are either in it and making money or are watching it and just see, like, what the hell's going on? And then it creates that opportunity in their mind, like, this is truly possible, right? Like, this is no joke. I didn't think a stock could go from 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 or 6 to 50 or 6 to 82. I didn't think that was possible. Well, now, guess what? You're looking at the screen that showed you it truly is possible. It's not fake. It's not a joke. There is no faking a move like this on TOS. You can't fake that. You literally cannot fake what this looks like on the screen. This is the market, guys. This is the market in itself, and this is the stock showing you all the price action of a time and sales on level 2. And yeah, if you bought it here and sold it here, look at the kind of profits you could have made. Insanity. Can you predict that? Never, really. I don't think that's truly possible to predict a move like that. But what you can predict is the people that chase behind it, right? And that's why I got into ONTC. A lot of times you can predict maybe like a downside move on the short side, but this thing was going absolutely nuts after hours, right? Luckily, though, I was long in it earlier than that because I liked the way that this ONCT was setting up. Had a nice first day move. Then this perk right here had my interest. Once this thing went from 317 up to over 4, I immediately had my eyes on all dips on this thing, and the reason being is because APVO showed me that it keeps on running, and not only that, this move here with this volume showed me that it's reacting off of APVO, and it's not going anywhere. You know, typically if you have a move like this on no news, maybe it'll fade. But this moved up to the upside, showed me so much strength that I immediately, in my mind, was looking for all the dips that I could. And I accumulated this thing all day with an average of about 367 with about 170,000 shares. So that line right there on day 2 was where I was basically long. I had a great average on that stock. And 170,000 shares, how much money is that? That's about 150, 300, 450. I'm guessing that's about what? Like what is that? Like a $600,000 position? Something along those lines. So 367 average with 170,000 shares. That's got to be, yeah, it's got to be like 150. That's got to be more than that. Well, about a 600. Wow, is it really? Okay, so I had about a $680,000 position. That was a pretty damn big size. I didn't realize it was that big. But then, you know, seeing this, I was like, okay, it's setting up. Now, this move right here, this move from 390 to 480 was a move without APVO even moving, right? It was a move without APVO even moving, so I was like, holy crap, we're looking good. I sold some off into that. Then I looked, and I was like, APVO is going crazy. I had no idea. And as soon as I saw APVO in the 40s and 50s, I literally relonged my entire account again. So I sold off up in here, and then I relonged everything, my entire E-Trade Pro account in the 470s and 480s range. This thing ripped straight up to 630s. I think I took some off in there, maybe added a little dip. And then I literally took off everything in my E-Trade Pro account, all over 8 mainly. It was like 790s and above was where I took all my, I think it was like 70,000 shares off. Something like that, 70,000 shares. And then I took off 50,000 shares of my 100,000 shares in my inherited IRA. My inherited IRA, I had about a 364 average or so like that. So I took everything in my inherited IRA off above 750, or sorry, 50,000 shares above 750 and above, like 770s, 760s, a couple of 750s, 780s. So I took off a big chunk well above 8, and I pretty much nailed the top on that. Still, really. I was so overextended, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4 green candlesticks in a row with the massive amount of volume on that candlestick. It was one of the highest ones, so I was like, you know what? I'm scaling out. There's plenty of liquidity there. There's about 120,000 shares just on this one candlestick, and then I took the rest off into this candlestick, which is another 100,000 shares. So I took off about a total of 100,000 shares, all above 750 range. So I took a ton of the liquidity. Yeah. So Tom Markham, how can you day trade in your IRA? I still have to wait 2 days to settle on all my funds. So if I use my buying power, it takes 2 days to actually use that fund again, the cash in my account again. So I can't day trade in it, but if I have cash available, I can day trade. It's just a matter of if I have cash to trade with. And then I started actually longing down here. I just longed all the way along here, and then I took some more longs about the 590s, and this thing opened up down in here. So I started longing on these candles, and you can see that. John Smith, because I locked a lot of it in on Friday, and I have 2 separate accounts, my inherited IRA and my E-Trade account. This is the P&L in my inherited IRA today. It was I think it was like $210,300 something in my inherited IRA on Friday that I locked up, another $105,000 a day on that account. But if we go back and look here, so you can see me taking some fills here on the buy side. So 479, or did I sell right there? No, oops, sorry about that. I added there 479, 485, and I took some more down there at 437 or 434.6, 437.6, 432, 443.5, 453. You can see all the adds that I'm basically doing, and I'm scaling out. Basically 557, 579, 578, 580s. I think I took everything off about 580. 585, 582, and then I took the rest off at 570 range. For the initial, so I was longing all in here, and then I took mainly all of it off, like roughly in here, and it went above my sell prices, but that's okay. My inherited IRA, I took mainly the remaining 50,000 shares and scaled out right about 599, 598, 601, 602 range, and I continue to go a little higher. So that was the trade on ONCT in my E-Trade account. I tried to trade it a couple more times. I'll go ahead and like scroll through all my trades. I was all over the place today. Once I had ONCT locked up, I kind of like tried to play it again, and then I came out of it, play it again, came out of it. I was so all over the map after I locked that up. I should have just taken the rest of the day off mainly because I just took so many trades and I had so many positions open at one time. I was all over the map, but I still ended up, with a green trading day. So, just a ton of different trades. I don't even know, like, if I scroll up, I'll scroll back down. That way you guys on YouTube can pause it if you need to. You can see all my trades, but took a loss on DNK. AHT took a nice couple of wins. BYND, tried to short it. I nailed the top on that short. I just covered it because that was too much size. I started shorting at about 168, 167 range, covered it at like 166.5 and like 168.1 or something like that. I nailed the trade. I just was in too much size, and then when I'm in with too much size, it doesn't let me let the trade pan out because I'm too emotional. APVO was up about 15,000 on this one today. Didn't lock it up. Took about 5,000 in profits off the table with that one instead of 15 because I just got aggressive with it. That's basically it, guys. So yeah, I'm still watching ONCT tomorrow. ANCN, it's very, 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 very low liquidity, but just keep an eye on it because it's an APVO. And what is the other one? ONCT. Sympathy play. Yeah, I mean, I played AHT. Wow, this thing's still hanging in there. I played AHT, multiple times today. I was actually in here at like 229. Took it off in the 250s. Just scalped it multiple times, and then I played a little after hours. I was long at like 480, 45, and scaled off 550s range. So yeah, Malad, you might be right, but who knows? The way APVO, the way the multi-day runners are going, there's that. So yeah, guys, that's really all I had to say. My longer-term account as well is killing it now that with a big gap up. GE had a nice move today. I'm in like 620 there. Boeing, I'm in at like 150s, 140s. DRI, I'm in like $70. That's not a big enough position to be proud about, though. Nike, small position, but up almost 100% on that one. PCG didn't get the move that I wanted it to today. This is my biggest position longer term. Not only do I love the chart, but I love the potential for the future on that one. Longer term. I really wanted a long BYND because I like BYND, man. I like the future for them. I like their model. I just didn't quite get under 100. I was looking literally if anything's printed under 100, I was gonna long it, and I couldn't get anything under 100. Um, if you guys are interested in my trading course, I teach you guys my strategies that basically, how I've taken 1,000 and now turned it into over $4.1 million. I've taken 1,000 to $1 million in 10 months in 1 week. Back in 2017, then I did 1,000 into about $600,000 or $700,000 using Robinhood before I went on a 35-day trip to Hawaii and a 10-day trip to Europe, or a 35-day trip to Europe and a 10-day trip to Hawaii. And now our third account challenge, we've taken 1,000 and now turned it into over $4.1 million in 228 business days. Check that course out. It's also in the description below. Basically gives you guys an insight of all my strategies. About a 20-hour course, and I try and record all my some new trades to continuously add in there throughout the months that go by. My last trade that I added in there is I think it was like a month ago, 2 months ago on Jivo. It was about a $110,000 lockup, fully explained in my course. I realize it costs money, but I charge because I basically want you guys to take it seriously. I have tons of free content. I've seen tens of thousands, or I've seen tens of thousands of traders come through the doors, even in my younger career. And we've had tons of free content and other businesses that I was in, and now I have my own business, and no one really pays attention to it. So when you put money into something, not only do you think about the decision a lot more on if it's smart to buy it or not, but the second best part, and well, the best part to me is it shows that you're motivated, you're trying to take trading to the next level. Because I have tons of people that come up to me and say, hey, how do you make all this money so fast? I want this money now. And that's just not how it works. It's a marathon, not a sprint, When I first started, I lost about half my net worth, and I was going to quit and probably never come back. Luckily, I came back one last time and never looked back. But that's just the reality of trading. That's the true story of me, and it really is the honest truth. I worked for Domino's while I was trading for about a year and a half. I was a landscaping person for a little while, for about a year and a half. I worked at a golf course as a guest service boy for about a year. I've never really had a 9-to-5 job, and I say that proudly, But I say this not to brag again, but to motivate you guys. My high school GPA, I think it was like a 2.2. In college, it was a struggle. I think I had like a 2.2. I've never been gifted in school, but that's because I know why I wasn't gifted in school is because I didn't really care. I truly didn't have the same feeling in school, like the drive, the waking up every day, the wanting to learn like I do now in trading. And that's the number one reason. If I had the same drive and motivation that I did in school, and like actually wanting to learn instead of feeling forced to learn, and like trying to put an example of like how I would use this in my day-to-day life, then yeah, I would have been more motivated. But in school, I didn't see that, and it's true. Like most stuff that you learn in school, you don't really use. It's just a source to say, hey, you're motivated, you can be dedicated, and you can do things that you put your mind to. But I can still do that. I just have to have, a reason or like something to show proof of concept that I'm actually going to use this. And I knew right away if I bought this stock and sold it here that I could use that in my life. It could create financial freedom. And that's one of the biggest things that people strive for in their lives. So we're truly blessed as traders. I truly don't think we live reality as traders, and we have to keep ourselves sane and realize that, we're not the ones waking up at a graveyard shift. We're not the one cleaning toilets at a concert. We're not the one, mopping the floors after every night's work. We're not the one making pizzas at Papa Murphy's. We're literally clicking buttons behind our desk at home every single day from the comfort of however you want to make it. You can have your own heated room. You have no boss to tell you what to do. You can trade anywhere in the world. You can go traveling at any time. You don't have a time schedule. I could literally pick up and retire right now. It's just, or I could use my profits that I made from Friday into today, and just I don't even know. I could go get an Audi R8. I could go get a house. I could do all these things, guys, and it's just. We always have to realize that we're truly blessed to click buttons and make money, and do things that, that are truly a dream lifestyle. No no one really can do what we do. No one can do all the things that we can. No one can live a financially free life and not have anything over our head and not have any boss tell us what to do. And it's just, and do it from anywhere in the world. I mean, there's so many perks to trading. I truly do think that we have the best job out there. So, I just wanted to, hopefully give you guys an inspiration. I'm considering buying a bunch of sports cars now, and I'm just considering buying nicer clothes and stuff, because I want you guys to be motivated. I want you guys to see proof of concept as well. I really don't like materialistic stuff, but I feel like if I do this, it will create more motivation for my students and for my non-students, people just in the room. Those of you guys who do buy the course, you get access to a separate video series room, which is basically you guys can type to all the video series guide students. So the people that are the most dedicated are the ones that you can talk to in a separate room, just so you know. But yeah, check out the link description below. Check out my course. Also, there's a brokerage that I recommend. It's called Webull. Values up to 2 free stocks, value up to $1,400. Scanner software is also in the link description below as well. So yeah, guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys for supporting NorMagnolTrading.com community. It feels good to say the words, I locked in over $500,000 in one stock. And that is, I hope, an inspiration for you guys. I hope that it's truthfully to show you guys that that these things are possible. Baby T, you could try E-Trade Pro if you're not having a good experience with Webull. Everyone, I can tell you and assure you from my end, everyone was having problems with their broker this morning. It was Robinhood, it was E-Trade, I couldn't even log into my Charles Schwab. I haven't seen a nationwide outage like that on every brokerage ever. I've never seen every brokerage have problems. I think it's because the market gapped up so much. There were so many people in and out of the markets that it was freezing everything. TOS had issues, yeah. So I don't think it was Webull. I wouldn't recommend giving up on it that quickly. Yeah, and Diego, it truly is a goal. I talk to Jordan about this every day, and I've had I could count it on one hand. I had about 2 or 3 different opportunities just this year to make 7 figures in a trade. CIDM was one of them. I had about 150, or I think it was like a $200,000 position on CIDM, and it went from and I think it was like 84 cents. I was long, and it went to like $6 the next day. And I've had opportunities. There's another one, I think it was NTN or some other stock that I actually had the opportunity to do it if I would have held it. But I'm getting closer and closer to making that 7-figure trade. I really am. But again, you guys can see as I'm growing as a trader, I'm scaling up with size, consistently getting better every single day, and you guys can see, I'm consistently raising the bar. Now, instead of a $400,000 account to trade with, I've raised my margin up to a $450,000 account. And when I get to like 4.3 million in trading profits, we're at 4.1, I'll have my account up to $500,000 in trading account, right? In my E-Trade Pro account. And I want to get to the point where 7, 8-figure trades are a regular thing for me. I want to get to the point where I'm better than Warren Buffett at some point. I truly mean that, and I know I've been saying that for 3 years in a row when I started trading until now. But I really do mean that when I say it, and no one will ever realize or know that until I actually get there, because it just sounds crazy. And everything that I do at this point sounds crazy. Making $500,000 in one day sounds crazy. Making 1,000 and 4.1 million sounds crazy. I mean, there's nothing that I can do anymore that doesn't sound crazy, but I want it to sound even crazier. I want to push the limits. I don't ever give up. I don't ever, I don't ever pat myself on the back for the things that I do right. I pat myself on the back for always figuring out what I did wrong and trying to fix that, because I'm always fixating on the things that I did wrong and continue to better that. Things that I did right will continue. Things that I did wrong, I need to continue to work on, right? That constant, even on the ONCT, I pretty much nailed it exactly how I would have liked. That's honestly one of the most perfect trades I've made in a long time. But I still had a little bit of fixing that I could have done. I could have longed more of some of the dips. I could have gotten a better average on the way down instead of, you know, now I realize that it gapped down about $1.50 a share, $2. So next time I'll remember, maybe don't long it overnight after the re-entry and after an extension like that, especially when APVO was dying off. There's always things you can improve, guys, and if you continue to have the mindset of always wanting to improve, always making yesterday better than today, you know, the sky is the limit, literally. I don't think there's going to be a job out there that you can truly make unlimited resources of funds except for trading stocks, because even in real estate, it takes so much time. You know, you're going to have to build your wealth and buy your wealth and continue to do that, right? But in a stock, you can make, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars in one day if you're trading the right options contracts. If you're trading, you know, stocks that have the liquidity that are up 500, 1,000, 2,000%, you know, 3,000%. I think, you know, SPI. If you go back and look, Kodak. There's all of these examples, right, that you can do that. And do I pay myself a salary? You know, here's how I do it. So every $100,000 that I make, I say this all the time, but every $100,000 that I make, I pull $75,000 and pay myself those 75 grand, and then I add my buying power to an extra 25,000. So every $100,000 that I make, I continue to raise my buying power, which then continues to up my opportunity, which continues to raise the upside of my potential trading profits. But also, I'm paying myself for trading well. I'm giving myself a pat on the back for doing the right thing and creating profits every single day. And so by doing that, you know, I continue to raise my buying power, which then continues to give me more opportunities to the upside to make a seven-figure trade, to make it, you know, a $500,000 or a $250,000 easier, or 100,000 or 50,000, whatever. And I don't want to throw all these huge numbers at you, because I want you guys to remember that this all started 228 business days ago with $1,000. So all 135, all 150 people that are listening, this all started with $1,000. So don't think I'm talking about these numbers right now. And sure, my inherited IRA is different though. My inherited IRA, I started with like 40 or 50,000, but I don't want to include it. But what I'm saying is that these things are possible with a very, very, very small amount. It's all about percentage returns and things like that. So anyways, guys, hope that you guys had a great rest of your day. I've been on here way too long. I bought your video series. Little question, what do you think? What do you look at when you have to choose position, only order, or book? I usually always do market buys. Every now and again, I'll do limit buys, though, but that'll be pretty rare. Yeah. What do you look at and know if you have to close a position? To close a position? I mean, that's a very, very complicated question. I look at a lot of factors, man. I mean, the way the chart's uptrending, the volume, the time of sales, the level 2, how hot the market is, the sentiment in the market. So, yeah. Last question. What's weed stocks? You know, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what the future looks like. Obviously, there's a lot of hype and a lot of potential on the weed stocks. So I have a smaller position in Tilray in my longer term at like $6, which is great to look at. It's a small position though, so it's nothing crazy. I have 3 32-inch monitors, a HP Spectre laptop for my scanner, and my phone. And my iPhone 12 Pro Max should be coming in with 512 gigabytes. Should be here November 13th. No problem, serious. Have a great rest of your day, man. Good to have you on as always. Honestly, it's just a quick decision. Market orders, if I want to make sure I let the chart play out, and market orders are kind of a quick way to like make a decision. If you're setting limit orders, it's not that quick. I might set like wish limit orders, so if we get like some type of wash where somebody sells a ton of shares and then the MM slip up on it, the stops get sent out, then I'll get a lucky fill on it. I have 32-inch screens. But when I get a house, when I get my house, I keep looking around, not seeing much after that one time I lost a bid. But when I get a house, I'm going to probably have 6 to 8 screens, and then probably 70 to 80-inch flat screen above all my screens. So I wanted to continue to improve my setup. All right, guys. Check out my put the course right there. Check it out. Also, my brokerage that will pay you up to value up to two free stocks up to $1,400 just by signing up. Check that out. Brokerage 2 free stocks, valued up to $1,400. Link in the bio. Free chat room, link in the bio as well. And scanners as well. So, alright guys, please like and subscribe to the channel. Click the icon later for making new videos. Subscribe. Smash the subscribe button. Smash that subscribe button. Smash that subscribe button. And why do I live in my mom's house if I'm a millionaire? Well, I don't live in my mom's house. I live in an apartment, and it's because I can't find a house that I want. House hunting takes time, man. And I'm cheap on top of all that. So, yes, I do, Jay Snow. Yeah, well, don't worry. Soon enough, I'll have my house that you guys can see that will be beautiful and all kinds of spectacular, so you guys can enjoy it. A different view than just this back wall. I need to get a green screen, I know. Alright. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Click the icon to make new videos. Cheers, team.